Hello and welcome back to Gussied.Up, where the goal is to empower everyone and make beauty accessible, especially to the average humans. So if this is your first time joining me, thanks so much for being here. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share, the whole shebang. You know how this works. I would greatly appreciate it if you did. If this is not your first time joining me, thanks so much for coming back. So today I'm going to be doing this very simple nude halo eye, a little bit of a Halo 101 if you please. So I think a lot of people really shy away from doing halo eye looks because they look so complicated. But to be honest with you, I think halo eyes, if done in this way that I'm going to show you, are really very simple and can really vamp up any look that you're going for on a day. So this look is great for going to the office, going out on a date, going out on a girls' night, whatever it is that you please. The main thing is that you can use any eyeshadow palette you have and 3 similar colors, whether that's browns, black and gray, purple, pink. What you're going to need for this look is you're going to need 3 shades. So the first shade is going to be your base shade. It's going to be your lightest, and it's going to be a matte. Then you're going to look for a dark matte shade and a matching or similar shimmer shade. So what I'm using today is the Glam palette by FARMASi, and I'm using, again, 3 shades. So I'm first using the shade Buff, then I'm using the shade Ashes, and then I'm using the shade Reina. And that's all I used to complete this eye look. So if you're excited to try out this look, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get gussied up together. As you may have guessed, if you've ever watched a video before, the first thing that I always do before putting an eyeshadow down is prime. So I'm one of those people that firmly believes in primer. I know a lot of people don't. I actually just recently saw that one of the ladies that I follow, she actually just tried primer for the first time, and she ended up working out, and the only thing left on her face was her eyeshadow, and it was in pristine condition because of her eye primer, and she is now completely sold on primer, which is awesome. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take this short-haired fluffy brush. You can use any sort of fluffy brush that you have, or your fingers, and I am just going to add this all over the eye. And this is going to help keep your eyeshadow from creasing, especially if you have more oily lids. It's also going to just keep your eyeshadow from budging throughout the day, which is great in my opinion. And if I did not mention it, this is the eye primer by FARMASi. It is the Pro to Fit eyeshadow primer. It's like $11, I think, maybe just under $11, and it's great. Now, so we are going to get into the Glam palette. So as mentioned, the first shade that I used is the shade Buff. This is kind of a warm, maybe not even a warm, it might be a cool tone. I'm really, really bad at colors. But I am going to take a long-haired blending brush, and I'm just going to dip right into that shade, tap off the excess, and then we're just going to add some of that color directly above the crease of the eye. If you're not sure where the crease of the eye is, if you kind of look forward and down, you're gonna see that crease. Depends if you have more hooded eyes or, you know, less so, where your crease is going to be different. But I like to add color up there because, as you can see, I do have somewhat hooded eyes, and so having color up here really gives more drama to the eye look than if you were just to put makeup on the lid. So what you're gonna do, as mentioned, is just put some of that directly above the crease. And I do hold the brush further down because you're gonna get, it gives you more of a fulcrum point. Physics. But it's going to give you a softer blend. Your makeup isn't going to be as harsh when you put it on. Ultimately, you're not going to have to do as much blending because you're not using so much pressure. It really just comes down to pressure at this point. And we don't want to be under pressure, so And if you feel like you've gone in too heavy, you can always take a clean buffing brush and you can always go around the outside edge and kind of soften that up a bit. Now, the next shade that we're going to use is the shade Ashes. This is probably my favorite shade in the whole palette. Of course, it's not going to focus, but I'm also going to be using this tapered blending brush. It is a base shadow brush, but it is a tapered blending brush from Real Techniques. And again, I am going to dip into that shade Ashes, and then we are going to just put your shade on the outer corner, on the inner corner, and if you can see, I kind of stop where the crease is, so it overlaps just a little bit so there's no blank space, but I stop that I don't go up and over. Now, one thing that I will do is I will add a little bit of an arch. You can see I have kind of a blank space again here on the center of the lid. I'm just going to softly bring, just following the crease, so you have that arch look. And then I'm just going to keep going back in and deepening. I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner and the inner corner until I'm happy. And that looks good to me. So for the center shade, your shimmer shade, I am going to go in with the shade Reina. If I had a lighter brown shimmer, I could use that, but this is a soft pink shimmer, so I'm going to be using that. And you're just going to go starting from the top of the eye and pull it down, and that's going to be the start of your halo eye. And you can also do this with your finger if you prefer. I like to wiggle it back and forth just to widen it just a teensy bit, but I'm also, if you can tell, I am keeping that arch of brown. I'm not going over it. I want to keep that kind of bit of arch. And that is it. Again, if you want to strengthen that, you can always go in with your finger and you can add more color to make it really pop more, but that's up to you. So that is the eye look in essence. In terms of the under eye, because I am not doing a full face of makeup today, I'm just going to wipe off any excess I may have. And I'm going to start in with a flat-edged brush now. And I am going to pick up the shade Ashes, that dark, dark brown. Tap off the excess. And we're going to basically repeat exactly what we did on the top eye. Top of the eye, top eye. I always get messed up here. And the bottom of the eye basically is going to match. So you're going to have a dark brown on the inner corner and the outer corner. Something that you typically would not do in a normal eye look is have a dark inner corner, but with the halo you do. And then I'm just going to go back in with that kind of flat brush that I had with Reina. Put some shade on the edge of the brush and add some to the center. And now you've basically repeated what you have on the top on the bottom. And for a little bit of extra color, you can go back in with a tiny, this is a very small tapered blending brush, and you can just go in and add some color to the bottom of the eye. And if you feel you need to, you can always go back in with that dark brown. If you feel you've come too far down with that buff shade, you can take a little Q-tip and wipe it away. And that is the entirety of the eye look. Now, no look for me is done without mascara, so I'm going to go in with the Double Lash Extend Mascara. It has one wand, but basically two segments of the wand. So the first one is volume, the second one is length. I like to start with volume, and this brush, as you can see, is heavily caked with product because it's virtually brand new. I am going to wipe off every last inch of my mascara. And you may be wondering why I'm doing this, but you end up getting lashes like that instead of cakey spider lashes. If you've ever watched a video before of mine, you know that I do this with every brand, every type of mascara, except the Zen, because the bristles of the brush are so long that you wouldn't be able to wipe off any product anyway. And you're also going to get the outside ends of the lashes. And then once you have that, you're going to go in with the length. And this is really going to separate out those lashes and also give you crazy length. And while you're at it, if you've again been super messy, some days I'm just really messy with mascara, so don't hate me, it's just average gal beauty. While you have the length out, you can go in and add some dimension to your lower lash line. Just like that. And to give a little bit of highlight to our face, I'm going to go in with the Gold Flash Highlight Stick. I'm just going to add the product where I want it. And then lightly kind of buff it in with my finger. And to finish the eye, because I have kind of crazy brows right now, is I'm just going to brush out my brows where I want them to be. And that, in essence, is your makeup look. I was extremely messy with my mascara today. I will probably go back in once my mascara is completely dry and use the straight flat brushes and just kind of fill in any spots where I might have gotten mascara on my eyelid. Some days I don't care, but some days I do, and I will fix it. So to finish off this look, I am going to add a little bit of highlight to the face. So to do that, I'm going to take this Targeted Blending Brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just going to take a little bit of product off of that and add that to my cheekbones. And this is just going to give you a nice, everyday kind of, I have great skin glow. And make sure you hit your elbow in the process. Now, for lips, I think what I'm going to do is I might do an ombre between Nude Essence and Skin. So Skin is a discontinued color by FARMASi. It is a really super nude. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do today. So the first shade that I'm going to go in is with the deeper shade of Nude Essence. And I am just scraping off all of the product Again, having a clean slate with the least product on it is going to result in you having the most long-wearing lipstick. So, I like to just line the lips on the bottom. And once you line the lips on the bottom, you smush them together, you can kind of just finish filling in. And then we're going to go on with that shade Skin. And again, scraping off. And then I'm just going to add a little bit to the inner side of the lip. And that is today's makeup look. So, like I said, personally I think a halo eye is much easier than most people really kind of think that they are. I think a halo eye is a great eye look to start off with before you start going into more complex 4, 5, 6 crazy kind of like, you know, crazy eye looks. It's definitely something that you can wear for all different occasions. And yeah, so if you end up recreating this look, please be sure to tag me at Gussied.Upp, that's Gussied.Upp with 2 P's, and also use the hashtag Gussied.Up So this is just going to be a collection of all of the beautiful women who, or men, anyone is welcome, basically all of the average humans that are doing their makeup and possibly recreating looks that I've created initially. So if you've enjoyed this video, I greatly appreciate your feedback. If you have any requests, please feel free to DM me. I'm happy to make your makeup dreams come true. And that's all for today. So thanks so much for getting Gussied up with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!